Hey guys, it's Curtis here. For a while now, I've been wanting to do a series on strategy or tactics that my team uses, but I wasn't really sure on what terminology to use for those videos. And then I realized that terminology used in Halo and first-person shooters and gaming in general is often confused or just wrong or intermingled and muddled up. So I thought I'd just do this quick video to start off so that the series that I do make, based on the principles that my team uses, will make a bit more sense, hopefully. So I'm going to go through, break it all down. It's kind of a hierarchy of words that get used, but I think people don't really know for sure where they fit in along the way. So first we're looking at goals. That's the overall thing. So the definition of a goal is a desired result that a person or a system envisions, plans and commits to achieve. Which makes sense. So your goal may be to win, have a victory. There might be a bit of money motivation behind it, or maybe your motivation is just a thing of pride. Then underneath that is your objective. So when you're in the game, what your objective is. Capture the flag, it's grabbing the flag. Oddball, it's holding the ball. King of the hill, it's sitting in the hill. And in Slayer, it's killing the enemy. And the definition of objective is something that one's efforts or actions are intended to attain or accomplish. The purpose, a goal, or a target. So it does kind of mean the same thing as a goal, except it has connotations of a physical thing or action, where a goal is more an idea of winning and being the best. An objective is, doing that thing. So we want to achieve the objective basically, and in order to do that, our team or your team will have a strategy in order to do that. So a plan, method, or series of maneuvers or stratagems, and stratagems is a plan, scheme, or trick for surprising or deceiving an enemy, or an artifice, ruse, or trick devised to use or attain a goal or to gain an advantage over an adversary or competitor. It is using one of these things to obtain a specific goal or result. So some of these might be using a playbook style of I'll go this way, you go up top, I go down low. Could just be as simple as holding a power position on a map, or it could be obtaining the power weapons to make victory easier, or grabbing that flag easier. Then you have tactics, which is often confused with strategies, and there's a lot of talk out there of which is which. Some people say that strategies are in the head and tactics are what you do with your body. Some people are saying that strategies are a team thing, tactics are a personal thing. Some people say that strategies are ideas and are timeless, where tactics are using things that are available to you here and now, like a strategy for selling something or getting the word out about something to improve sales. That's a strategy. But the tactic behind that might be putting up posters if it was, 60 years ago, where these days it might be using Facebook. That's the tactic. But the way we're going to use it is strategies refers mainly to team things. Your plans, what you do together as a team, and your tactics are more what you do individually. So things like camping in order to get an easy kill, or dual wielding in close quarters, or sneaking up behind someone and getting the back smack for the easy kill. Other tactics include throwing a grenade first to remove the enemy's shield, then following up with a headshot. Strafing, things like Gandhi hopping, so crouching up and down in mid-air to make you a harder target to hit as a tactic. So things like glitches in Halo 2, like BXRs and all that jazz. And to bring those all together, to execute the tactics and strategies, my team has something we call principles. So it's basically an adopted rule or method for application and action. So we say, if we follow this principle, like don't die to someone who's in a weaker position to you, then we will have a highest chance of success, and that will aid our strategies or aid our tactics, which will aid our objectives and ultimately our goal. So the series that I'm going to be doing is based on principles. I'm going to be detailing every single one of the principles that we use. Previously, we've kept that a secret. We haven't told anyone that we even use this kind of thing. So hopefully there'll be about 15 or so episodes. But to conclude what they all mean, goal is to win. The objective is the action or object needed to win. Strategy is an action needed to achieve or obtain the objective. Tactics are actions of individuals to achieve sub-goals. So sub-goals are strategies, objectives, picking up power weapons, all that jazz. And then principles are keywords used to initiate or reinforce strategies or tactics. And that's very important that it's initiate or reinforce, because some of the principles don't directly relate to a tactical strategy, but it helps, where some of them are used to initiate a specific tactic or a specific strategy, which I'll go over in the later episodes. I'd also like to take this opportunity to go over what metagaming is. Seems to be a bit of a fad word and people don't really know what it actually means. So it's the word meta, which means after or beyond, and game, which is playing a video interface, so it basically just means beyond what is in the game. So one definition is the use of outer game information or resources to affect one's in-game decisions. So that may be things like what your opponent did last game, or maybe you watched a specific opponent over his shoulder at a tournament and realized, oh, this guy, he always goes left, so when I face that guy, I'm going to go left. So that's nothing that you saw in-game. You didn't see his character going left, but you know from out-of-game information that he is going to go left. Another definition is referring to any aspect of strategy that involves thinking what your opponent is thinking you are thinking. It can get quite deep down the rabbit hole if you really push it, and it gets quite murky, it's quite confusing, so a lot of people don't really understand this part because it's nothing that you see really. But yeah, basically metagame comes into play in any game where no single strategy is dominant and opposing sides are aware of multiple strategies that can succeed dependent on opponent's actions. It then becomes necessary to think about what your opponent thinks you will do, which may depend on what he thinks you think he thinks he will do, etc. And to make decisions based on clues regarding what level they are thinking on. So, if you're playing against a noob, he is probably going to run directly at you, so you can position yourself to kill that player easily. If you're playing against someone who is of medium skill level, he probably won't run directly at you, but he probably won't do much strafing or anything trickery based either, so it'll still be pretty easy to kill him. But you'll still approach him slightly differently, and that's nothing you saw in game, it's just your knowledge of that player's skill level. If you're playing against someone extremely smart, he'll start doing things like running one way and then juking and going the other way. So you need to think, okay, should I go the way that it's really obvious he's going to go, or should I go the way that I think he's going to try and trick me? That's basically what the metagame is. But yeah, as I said before, the principles are what I'm going to be talking about in these episodes. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Tell me if I've got any of these terminologies or definitions wrong. And yeah, I'll try and get the first video out there as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.